Hey, it's Scotty. I want to talk about grief and loss, and I don't want this to be a sad video. I want this to be a uplifting, positive video. So I want to talk about how to turn grief and loss into love and into positive action. Lots of times I get messages from people who they've lost their piggy and they want to know what they should do, how they can get over it. And I have had a lot of experience because having guinea pigs for many years and having pets for many years and living on Earth for many years, loss and grief is just, it's part of it. And the sadness doesn't feel good, but I believe that we can learn from it. We must learn from it and try to grow and try to take those experiences, those feelings, those memories, and turn it into something positive. Or what else? Why else? I mean, I'm not saying that there's a purpose for all of our loss and suffering, but if we can turn it into some good, and I think that's we're obligated, we owe it to ourselves and to each other to try and do that. So people ask me all the time about what to do when they're grieving, and I've got a lot to say because of all the experience I've had with it. But I just lost Popeye. I noticed in the morning that he wasn't coming out for food. And, Popeye lives with Gus. And Gus is a rather aggressive or social boy. And Popeye's more submissive. And I noticed Popeye wasn't coming out to get his morning hay and veggies like he normally would. And when I picked him up, I noticed that he was very lethargic and he was bleeding. He had bloody poops, which I've never really seen before. Well, he was wet underneath, and when I wiped to try to clean him, I noticed that there was blood. So I took him to the emergency vet, and I thought maybe there's a stone, maybe there's who knows what. And it turned out that there was the type of stone that you can't see on an x-ray. The vet just felt it, but the x-ray showed severe arthritis, and he was very bloated. And given his age, I'm not sure. Now you can stay with me, Gussie. Given his age, I've had him for 4 years, and he was already full grown. And he was already an adult pig with several litters. And the vet said the prognosis wasn't good. And she wanted to know what I wanted to do. And I always, if there's a fighting chance, want to try. But she didn't know, with surgery, with his advanced arthritis and his bloat and just being so weak, if he would survive surgery. So I didn't want to put him through pain. I held him for a while to try to see how he was feeling, Gus. And he didn't seem strong. He seemed like he was in so much pain. And the long road of recovery from surgery and not knowing if a stone would come back. You don't want any more of this? I made the difficult decision to let him go. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that whenever there's any hope or chance for recovery, I will go that route. And the only time I would ever consider putting my guinea pigs to sleep would be if there was no road to recovery and they were suffering so badly, or that the chances of them recovering is so low and that the suffering would be prolonged. I'm still in shock. But I want to talk about what to do with your grief, with your sadness, with the experience of loss. Now, some of it just takes time. Some of it's just going to take time to heal, and that's fine. And at some point I'll have to figure out who Gus can live with to try to find him a new cage mate. But the feelings of this loss, the sadness, the shock, they're emotions, but it's an energy that requires your energy to feel these things. And you know, you're awake and you're feeling things, and I'm going to let the feelings take their course, but I can also use these feelings of sadness and loss to reaffirm, come on, that I'm on the right path, the right mission. Popeye was found in an abandoned trailer in the desert, in the heat. And Gus was surrendered to the animal shelter not too far from there. And this whole room is filled with rescues and surrenders and fosters. And so, even though I'm sad because of the privilege that I had to be able to give him a better life. Gus, you're so crazy. Gus doesn't understand what's going on. I know, buddy. You don't want any more of this? I'll have some. I'm gonna eat it if you won't. I don't think that you even have to turn the grief into love I think that they'll both just be there. It's about what you focus on. The sadness will come, the sadness will go. You just got to keep taking breaths. But I can focus on the love and my efforts, my commitment to taking care of these guys, to teaching proper care and compassion. You can't make it over there. You gotta wait for me. You gotta wait for me, Gus. Come here. You don't want any more of this? So, I just wanted to make a little video about something that we all experience. It's one of the things that we have in common, is that we all will experience this loss, the grief and the sadness. You know, and there's a time and a place for not getting out of bed. But we can also use that energy and those feelings to reaffirm our commitment to what we care about. And we can realize that each of us carries this grief and this sadness, even in our better days and our happier moods. We've all experienced it, or we will experience it. And at any minute, something can happen. And so, treating each other with compassion, just knowing that this is a burden we all carry, and there's no reason to treat someone badly. We all experience anger and frustration. But maybe we can remember this grief that we have, that we feel from time to time, and use that as a way to say, you know, I'm not gonna take anything out on you, my frustrations, my anger, because we're all vulnerable in this way, and treating each other with a little bit more compassion and grace, it's not that hard to do. So this boy wants to go home. Do your piggies do that? Do they nibble on your hand when they're ready to go home, and it gets progressively more progressively stronger? All right, well, I just want to thank everybody who's been here, who's gotten to know Popeye and all of my rescue piggies. I say it a lot, we're not alone in this community, in the way we care for each other and about our piggies and all of our animals. And I'm grateful for you guys. So I'll put that first rescue video, that first video when I met Popeye, I'll put that right here. And maybe you'll find it as interesting as I did, and as heartwarming. I don't know. Are you peeing on me? Alright, until next time, thanks for watching. Okay, let's go. Let's go.